Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk about one of the coolest things that I've bought in a while, and it's the Super Mario Bros. Game & Watch re-release. Now, this thing is really cool because it's actually cooler than I thought it was when I went in to go purchase it. So when I went in to go purchase the item, I thought that it just contained the original Super Mario Bros. On it, right? But when I looked at the back, after I got it out of the case, because it's kept in a glass case, I saw that it also has Super Mario Bros. 2, The Lost Levels, the real Super Mario Bros. 2. And you guys can imagine how excited I got in the store when I saw that. It also has a remake of Ball with Mario's head instead of Mr. Game & Watch, and then there's the time screen that you're seeing right now. Now, a decent amount of people have already made videos about this, but there's actually a few things that I've come across that really nobody's had in their videos just because people made the videos so early that I don't really think that they had enough time to really play the game and unlock some of the stuff, because there's actually a decent amount of unlockables on this console, I guess you could say. It's not really a console, but this game. There's a lot of unlockable features, especially in Super Mario Bros. 2, but there's even some stuff in Super Mario Bros. 1 that nobody's talked about, so we'll go through that right now. So the first thing you'll do if you want to play a game is you press the game button, and it'll come up with three games. The three games here. We'll check out Super Mario Bros. 1 first. And so the first thing that people really weren't talking about is that once you beat the game, is you can actually change it from normal to hard here. So that's kind of cool. In the, regular game, once you beat the game and then cycle back to the home screen or the title screen, then when you play the game, it's already automatically set on hard mode. But I actually really like this feature, where you can switch it back from normal to hard no matter what. I think that's better, honestly. Second thing is that just like when you beat the game on the original console and cycle back to the title screen, when you press B, you change the world. And like the other thing where you change the difficulty, you can do this right when you power up the system. I don't even think you actually have to beat the game even to do the cycle through of the worlds. But because I saw a lot of people, because this is a common one, most people know about this, and they did it before having this whole difficulty option here. Their screen didn't have the difficulty option on it, but they were cycling through these worlds, which says that they didn't, beat the game and then do this. So you can do this just right from the start. You can cycle through the worlds with button B, just like how in the original game you can do that once you've beaten the game. And the last thing that is kind of a little secret, I guess, it's specific to this game, and other people have talked about this one, but if you hold A on the title screen here for I don't know how many seconds, just keep holding it until you see that, and now you have infinite lives. Now this is really cool because you can get the infinite lives and then cycle to World 8, and then you can just keep practicing World 8, and get even better at World 8, one of the, the harder worlds. Or maybe if you're trying to practice for an entire no warps playthrough, you warp to World 6 and do the infinite lives there, or maybe even World 5 if you need some help with that, and then just play through from World 5, to the end of the game with the infinite lives, and that way you can, even if you complete the level, you can die on purpose and just cycle it again. So now when you press pause, you get three options here. You can adjust the volume, you can adjust the brightness, and then you can reset the game. And you may think like, oh, how do you get out of this game? Well, you just press that same game button again. Very simplistic design. It actually looks really similar to the Super Mario Bros. Widescreen Game & Watch. It's got the three buttons here. The only difference is that there's an extra button on the action buttons, and then there's a D-pad instead of a 4-button control layout, which obviously the D-pad's better. But for this game, the Super Mario Bros. Game & Watch, it's really not a big deal. So now we'll go check out Super Mario Bros. 2. All the same stuff that I talked about before applies with the, cycling through the worlds. I guess besides the difficulty change on the title screen, but you don't really need to do that with this game, obviously. But the infinite lives thing, that still works. That's more important for this game, definitely, for practicing this game. But something that's kind of different, I suppose you could say, is if you look at the title screen here, there's like a bunch of stars right next to Super. See, and how this works is each time you beat the game, it puts another star on that title screen there. And that's because the Famicom disk system was on a disk. So every time you beat the game, it could write to the disk that the game has been beaten one more time, instead of the cartridge, which doesn't really have any kind of save feature. The cartridges that did have a save feature were powered by a backup battery, and so when that battery dies, so does the data. And so this is much better, the way that the Famicom disk system worked. And they emulate that because this uses solid-state memory, and so you can save things on a tiny chip. Without any kind of, physical moving disk. So once you beat the game 8 times, it actually lets you cycle through to worlds A through D. And on the normal game, how that would work is you would hold A while pressing start, right? But look, there's no start, and holding A is how you do the infinite lives thing, So how I was thinking, as I was getting to my 8 stars, I was thinking, how am I supposed to activate worlds A through D if there's no start button and holding the A button does something else? But the way they solved this was you can just cycle through from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now you can go A, and then B. I've gotten to B so far. I wanted to take the video before I play it anymore. And then I'm assuming once you get C and D, you can cycle to those, but for now it just cycles back to 1-1. So that's really cool, the way they did that. I just love the way that they implemented that, because it's even better than the original. The original, you could just start at World A once you have the 8 stars, but this, you can just go to World B, right, when you're done. And actually, part of the reason why I stopped was because I wanted to test to see if that's how that worked. I thought maybe you could only just start at World A, no matter what. But, yeah, it's just whatever world in those kind of, extra worlds that you've gotten to is what you can go back to right away from the B button warp trick thing. I think that's awesome. I think it's really cool that they added that, especially for this game, because it is so difficult, And just a fun fact, on the Wii Virtual Console version of this game that I have, that was the first copy of this game that I ever got, was on the Wii Virtual Console. I actually have all 24 stars. I've beaten the game all 24 times. There's only a maximum of 24 stars that you can fill up here, and I've gotten all of them, and that was pretty cool. So the last game here is Ball. Like I said, it's been kind of remade to have a picture of Mario's head, see, instead of a picture of the Mr. Game & Watch, But it's Ball, you just move his hands back and forth and juggle the balls. It's you know what? It's a really fun time-passing game, and actually I'm going to bring that up again in a second here when I talk about one of somebody else's complaints that they had about this game, and it was that they wish that this game didn't have the game Ball on it, the Game & Watch game Ball, but they wish that it actually had the Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch on it. Which, you would think, oh yeah, I totally agree, right? Well, honestly, I really don't. Because this game, for anybody who's played this game, it's not one of the quick time-wasting Game & Watches. Like, even the Donkey Kong one is more of just a quick time-wasting Game & Watch. This one, you play through levels and stuff. They make levels out of the tiles. I've shown you guys, I'll put a timestamp to my Game & Watch video. But, so you actually need to have a little bit more time if you really want to play through this whole game. Or, go through all of the levels, which is getting the right amount of, diversity of gameplay, So, I don't know. I'm glad that they have, maybe not Ball, maybe they could have put just a little bit cooler one, but Ball was the first one. So it makes sense that they'd use Ball, and it's a fun little time waster. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be, I'm going to sit down and play the game. It's like I have little time, and I want to waste the time because it's like just a small amount of time. And I'll play a quick game of this. But you can't really play a quick game of, I guess you could have Super Mario Brothers, but I don't know. I feel like it's a good, different kind of game to put on there. I don't know. I just think, and there's also that I already have this game, the Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch, but I actually don't have a copy of Ball on, Game & Watch. So maybe that's it too. But I actually really do like that they did this instead of the Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch, because it would just take too. It would not serve the same purpose as what Ball does, which is just having a quick game that literally takes like literally 2 minutes, or maybe more, maybe more like 2 to 5 minutes,